The NFL playoffs are here. On today's show, we will preview the Wild Card weekend matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. We'll go over everything you need to know about this matchup coming up in just a few moments. Let's take a look at the AFC playoff picture as the Buffalo Bills come in as the number 2 seed, with the Broncos coming in as the 7 seed in the AFC playoffs. The Bills at 13-4, the Broncos at 10-7, and the Broncos coming in off a dominating win last week against the Chiefs backups. The Bills, they rested most of their key players. Josh Allen did get to continue his starting streak and make that happen, but that ended up being a loss against the New England Patriots last week. And historically speaking, we've seen some upsets happen as of late when it comes to these what looks like lopsided matchups on paper here. You look back, the NFC in 2023, the Packers as the 7 seed, they were able to take down the Dallas Cowboys. In 2022, you had the 6 seed Giants defeat the Minnesota Vikings. The 3 seed 2021, you had the 6 seed 49ers take down the 3 seed Dallas Cowboys. And then in 2020, the 6 seed Cleveland Browns taking on the number 3 seed Pittsburgh Steelers. The Browns and Baker Mayfield were able to get that done there. So if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you hope that the Bills are not taking this Denver Broncos team lightly, as they've played some really good football as of late. You hope that they are ready to go right out of the gates for this one here. We are going to be live for the Broncos and Bills game this Sunday on Chat Sports on NFL Daily. We'll also be simulcasting on our brand new Buffalo Bills channel here at Chat Sports as well. So make sure and join us. I'll be here. Tyler Smith will be here as well. Don't miss out. Our coverage begins at 12:30 Eastern Time, live on Chat Sports as well as our Bills channel. Don't miss out. Should be a lot of fun, and we will see you then. The spread for this game, the Bills favored by more than a touchdown, about 8.5 points. The over-under set at 47.5 for this matchup. And we will go ahead now and go over the statistics. How do these two teams compare? How do they stack up piece by piece? The offense of the Denver Broncos, 10th in the NFL in points per game at 25 points per game. The Bills ranked 11th in their defensive number at 21.6 yards per game. The Broncos at 19th, the Bills at 17th. Third down percentage, the Browns with a big advantage over the Bills there at 39.6%. The Bills giving up about 43.8% of their third downs. Red zone touchdown percentage, the Broncos 7th best in the NFL at 62.5%. The Bills defense, middle of the pack, 16th. And then turnover margin, you can see the Broncos, they're at 19th. The Bills at the towards the top of the league, 3rd at 32nd in with 32 turnovers there. Then you compare the other side. How do the Bills offense compare with the Denver Broncos defense? And this is a very intriguing matchup here between these two sides. The Bills come in with the 2nd highest scoring offense in the NFL. The Broncos with the 3rd highest scoring offense in the NFL. Yards per game, the Bills at 359.1, that's 10th best. The Broncos 7th best at 317.1. Third down conversion rate, the Bills offense 7th in the league at 44%. The Broncos at 37.3%. Red zone percentage, pretty comparable as well. 71.6% for Buffalo, 46.9% for Denver's defense. And then turnover margin, the Bills do a really good job taking care of the football, just 8 turnovers this year. The Broncos defense does a really good job of getting takeaways themselves at 25 turnovers. That's 8th best in the NFL, so pretty comparable numbers on that front. What to watch for from this game? Let's start with the quarterbacks. Josh Allen, who is one of the favorites to win the NFL's MVP award this year. He's been fantastic going up against the rookie in Bo Nix, who's had a fantastic campaign here in 2024. And the question that I have is, Bo Nix ready for this moment? We've seen Bo Nix over the years play in some pretty big games in the college football stage, whether it was competing for Pac-12 titles and such, but this will be, without question, the biggest game of his career. Josh Allen, he's been to the playoffs many times now. He's played in a lot of wild card games over the years. Is the moment going to be too big for Bo Nix? We will find out. You compare the numbers between these two quarterbacks. Bo Nix with the edge and completion percentage as well as yards, more touchdowns as well. Josh Allen, the big thing for him that we saw him take a step forward on compared to what he's done in the past is taking care of the football, as he has only had 6 interceptions so far this season. The quarterback rating between the two, Josh Allen with the edge, 101.4 to 93.3. And you also have to think about Bo Nix. He's had a fantastic offensive line this year. Will that offensive line hold up going up against this Buffalo Bills defense and give him the chance to play at a high level like we've seen for much of this season? I'll give you my pick coming up at the end of today's show. But we want to hear from you guys. Do you have the Bills or do you have the Denver Broncos? Type BUF for the Buffalo Bills. Type DEN for the Denver Broncos. Weigh in the comments section and let us know what you think. Number 2, the coaching matchup. Sean McDermott versus Sean Payton. Sean Payton, a Super Bowl winning head coach. Sean McDermott, he's been part of a lot of playoff games with these Buffalo Bills teams over the years, but a lot of questions surrounding Sean McDermott. Can he win the big one? As we've seen this Bills team come up short time and time again over the last several seasons, and most people were pointing to the head coach as potentially being the scapegoat, as the biggest reason why, and you wonder if somehow they lose this game, is that going to be lights out for Sean McDermott, or is he going to be back? I think I'd be surprised if they moved on from Sean McDermott, but certainly those rumblings are going to be heard loud and clear if they do somehow slip up and lose this game here. His playoff record below 500 at 5-6. You compare that to Sean Payton. His playoff record stands at 9-8, including a Super Bowl championship with the New Orleans Saints. Payton has done a pretty good job over the years in the postseason. So which head coach would you rather have on Sunday? Do you trust Sean McDermott more, or do you trust Sean Payton more? Type SM for Sean McDermott. Type SP for Sean Payton. Weigh in the comments section and let us know which coach you trust more for this Sunday's game. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. Game Time is the place to go for the best seats, the lowest prices guaranteed. Whether you're looking for tickets to sporting events, concerts, theater productions, comedy shows, and more, Game Time's got you covered. Game Time is a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals and great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. They have their super deals. If you see a super deal, that's a deal you don't want to pass up on. They also have their Customize Your Spot feature where you can get the visual and see what that seat is like with their seat views and make sure you get the best seat for you. And I got to tell you, I've enjoyed Game Time a lot over the years as I've been able to save a lot of money on Game Time when I've been looking for tickets to sporting events. And the best thing I really like is the fact that if I decide on a whim, last minute, I want to go to an event, the prices are actually going to go down the closer it gets to when that event starts. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Game Time, proud partner of Chat Sports. All right, let's talk about the atmosphere in Buffalo. It is not going to be like that Bills-Steelers playoff game a season ago that ultimately had to be moved another day because of how much snow was in the forecast. But it still isn't going to be a pleasant atmosphere. There's a high of 32 degrees on Sunday with a low of 29, so a bit of a chilly day in Buffalo with about a 30% chance of snow, 9-mile-an-hour winds, and it will be a bit cloudy as well in Buffalo, as some people would say, football weather for this environment. And you know Bills Mafia is going to bring it This is a visual of how things were last year for that game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And although we might have snow in the forecast potentially, it won't be quite like that was, but certainly it is going to make for a fun setting, to say the least, when these two teams square off on Sunday. Next up, finding an X factor, I think, is going to be a big key for both these teams here. And I think more so for Denver than for Buffalo in this case, because when you look at the talent just on paper between these two teams, obviously Buffalo is the more talented team. So Denver's going to need more guys to step up than what we usually see. And the name that I'm watching for Denver is Zach Allen. Zach Allen has been fantastic this season. He's got 8.5 sacks, 65 QB pressures. That's the most among interior defensive linemen in the NFL. If the Broncos are going to have a chance in this game, they're going to have to do what they can to get after Josh Allen and keep him in the pocket and keep him from being able to escape and get on the run, which he's so good at. If I'm the Buffalo Bills, I know that everybody talks about Dalton Kincaid, but what about Dawson Knox? If I'm Buffalo, I think it's a good sign for this Bills team if they can find a way to get Dawson Knox more involved in this passing game. Dawson Knox so far this season, just 22 catches, 311 yards, and 1 touchdown. Kind of disappointing the season for Dawson Knox this year. If he can step up and have a big day, I think that'd be a very good sign for this Buffalo Bills team. Who's going to be the MVP? Who's going to step up and get the job done this week? Let me try that again since it had that follow moose on there. All right, 3, 2, 1. Who's going to step up and be the MVP this week for this matchup between the Bills and Broncos? If you had to give me one name, who would it be and why? Get your predictions in now and let us know who you think is going to be the MVP for Sunday's matchup. Last on our list of what to watch for, it is a reunion of sorts for Von Miller, the former Denver Bronco, playing his former team in the postseason. Although he's not making a return to Denver, he is pretty excited about facing his former squad. And it's no secret for Von Miller that this one means a little more for him, for the chance to not only play his former team, but also get to knock them out of the postseason as well. Von Miller said this week on facing the Denver Broncos. I can't even start to play with the delusion of hatred. I can't even start to play that game. That would put myself so far in a place that's not even close to being reality. It would be hurtful to the way I want to play. I love those guys. I love everything about the Denver Broncos. I want to win. Those small 3 to 4 second bursts when I'm playing in the game, that's 60 minutes when I'm out there. I want to win the game. I want to beat the Denver Broncos. It's all love at the end of the day. It's a cool event being able to play against this new and improved Denver Broncos. It's a full circle moment, and it's nothing but respect for the Denver Broncos and the Broncos country for sure. Von Miller, the future Hall of Famer, has had a decent season this year with 17 tackles, 7 TFLs, and 6 sacks. You better believe he'll be looking to get after this Denver Broncos team and try to make life hell on Bo Nix and company. We'll see what he's able to do on that front. My pick for this game, can't pick against the Buffalo Bills at home. I think the first quarter is going to tell us a lot about this game. If Denver can hang around, we might have a football game, but if Buffalo starts out hot, I don't see any way they lose. I'll take the Bills 27-17. Subscribe now to Chat Sports for the latest happenings across the National Football League. Also, check out our new Bills channel as well for continuing Bills updates. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.